bear with me. I'm feeling a little emotional because it's been a while since I've been here. For those of you who know me, I started with Desert United in October of 2018, and Mario asked me to be a speaker, and that was 6 years ago in June of 2019. We are celebrating our 60th anniversary. During that time, we've adopted out over 500 adoptable pets to Loving Forever Homes. We've become friends with the other rescues in the room here with Living Free and Loving All Animals, and it's been quite a privilege and a joy. So bear with me if I get a little emotional because I just have to go very deep when I talk about the animals. But I'm going to start with a story right now. A woman is driving down the street and she sees a sign that says talking dog for sale. And she says, well, I have to see that. So she stops and knocks on the door, and a man comes to the door and she said, you have a talking dog here? And he says, yeah, I just would like to see him. So she goes out in the backyard and there's this old mutt laying there. And she says to him, well, I hear you can talk. And he goes, yep. And she's startled and she says, well, how'd you find out you could do that? And he says, well, I found it out at a very early age. And then I heard that there were dogs in the army. So I joined the army and I helped the soldiers win the war. And then I found out there were dogs in the CIA. So I joined the CIA and I became a spy. And nobody thought the dog was listening to their secrets, so I helped them on their missions. But then I got old and tired and I came back here. And now I'm going to the assisted living homes and I'm telling the seniors about my adventures. Well, her jaw is hanging open. She can't believe what she's hearing. So she goes into the house and she says to the man, you really do have a talking dog. And he said, yep. And she said, and you're selling him? And he said, yeah. And she said, how much? He says, $10. She says, $10 for that amazing talking dog? Why are you selling him? Oh, he's such a liar. He's never been out of the backyard. Yeah. So that leads me into my next part of the story, that if people want to find a reason to give up their dog, they will. And right now that's happening to the point where we are 220% capacity at our local shelters. We cannot keep up with the intakes. People are turning in their dogs for a variety of reasons. Sometimes they have to if they move somewhere where they can't have them, which we're trying to change that, or if they have allergies, or if they die or go into a home. But right now, as of yesterday, so that's May 31st, we've had adoption events going on till midnight. We've had waiver of adoption fees, and we still can't keep up. As of yesterday, there were 1,000 dogs in the Riverside County system, and we have 500 kennels. It doesn't help them get adopted because that's very stressful for them. So how do we solve that problem? Through fostering. There's a sign-up sheet at the back of the room. If any of you are in any position to at least temporary foster, that gets the dogs and the cats out of the shelter, and the county pays for the food and any medical. So that would help us out a lot. If you're interested, Mario mentioned how the lifeblood of nonprofits is volunteers. So if you can do that, that would be great because we really have to keep the pets moving. We want to turn this into a no-kill valley. We've been working hard to do this. Lori's here from Loving All Animals, and I'm proud to say Mara's here too, that we have rescue heroes who are trying to turn this into a no-kill valley. The way we do that is through fostering and also through spay and neutering to keep up with the population. So if you can foster, you're going to keep little ones alive like that. And saving one dog will not change the world, but it'll change the world for that one dog. Okay, so I was doing the pet ministry at the Center for Spiritual Living in Palm Desert for 11 years until the pandemic shut us down. It was, as many nonprofits went through, it was really, really a hard time for us. Our adoption events stopped there. We were doing meet and greets. It's been a rough 5 years until I started going to the Center for Spiritual Living in Palm Springs, and they have invited me to be part of that. My dear friend Laura Meeks is here from there, and we have gotten off to a really good start there. We have some kittens that got adopted. Those were at the county shelter. I rescued them. They were bonded, so we had to send them to a home together, so they've got a home together. That is a cat that was at the corner of Jackson and Highway 111 when somebody scooped it up, brought it to me. Now it has 2 wonderful daddies, and as you can see, a great life. I call that falling into a pot of jam because that cat has a really sweet life. And this, I want to introduce my rescue partner, Francella Bataccia, there. is my rescue partner now, and she picked up this dog in Thermal running along the highway, and she fostered it until we found a home with some friends of ours at the church. You can see they absolutely adore each other. And this little story is a county dog. He was in a kennel like that, and now he's running in his own backyard in Beaumont, and he has 2 little boys to play with, and he is now called Champ. So these are some of our success stories. And these 2, Franchella sent me a notice from the county that these 2 got brought in. They were going to go down at the shelter that day because they had respiratory ailment. I raced over there, got these little 2. And even though I try not to be a foster failure, I think these little 2 are adopting me. So I may have to keep them. I often say to people on the adoption events, we just don't pick our pets pick us. Well, they may be picking me, but they're all well now and they're doing great. And this little one was found in a yard with a dead mother. He weighed about 9 ounces, looked like that on the left, and now he's a spunky little boy at 1.7 pounds. So he's going to be out for adoption. He's a Seal Point Siamese. Okay, so spay and neuter. That's how we have a TNR program that helps with the community cats, but we also have mobile clinics that go to different areas in the city. And because of a generous donation from Dusty Wings of the Desert, I don't know if there's anybody here, it's retired airline attendants, they picked the Pet Ministry, gave us a generous donation, and we are sponsoring a mobile clinic in November, and it's going to be at the Center for Spiritual Living. They're letting us use their parking lot. It's going to be first come, first serve. We're going to be able to spay and neuter about 30 animals that day, and we're going to have a walk-up vaccine and chip clinic. The date will be announced in October when they do their November schedule, but it will be at the Center of Spiritual Living in Palm Springs. So you may be asking now what you can do to help. Again, volunteers are the lifeblood of the nonprofits here. So if you can foster, we have some kittens here that we brought that are going to be available for adoption in about a month. And we're always looking for fosters for kittens and dogs. Franchella has a whole rescue where we would love to have some of those dogs and kittens in foster care. So let us know about that. And again, there's a sign-up sheet in the back. We always appreciate volunteers. Some of the students here, if you'd like to volunteer, we'd love that. We're going to be having fundraising events, and I'm also looking for an accountant and for a bookkeeper. If anybody has that skill and would like to talk to me about that. This is such a generous community. I've been to the philanthropy luncheon here, and I know there are philanthropists who would like to help. Lori and I have an expression at Loving All Animals, which is when people know better, they do better. So we want to, yeah, you know that, Erin, right? So when people know where they can help, they want to help. So if you can adopt, foster. If you can't foster, volunteer. If you can't volunteer, donate, and everyone can make a difference. And those of you who remember me from years past, that's little Princess, who has since passed away, but she's still part of my program here. Though we'd like to help every dog, that isn't always possible. So I'll try to get through this story. A woman's walking down the beach, and she sees it covered with starfish, and she's picking one up and throwing it into the ocean, and picking another one up and throwing it into the ocean. And just at that moment, a man is walking by, and he says to her, "Ma'am, you cannot save all these starfish." But she says, "I can save this one." Thank you.